Hi, Barbara Reagan with Long & Foster Realtors. In less than a month, the real estate industry will begin implementing the changes mandated by the NAR settlement. If you're unsure what that means to you, let's break it down. As a full-time realtor since 1996, I've witnessed numerous changes in the industry, and we've always successfully adapted. So whether you're a buyer or a seller, here's what you need to know about the upcoming changes. Traditionally, many home buyers have seen ads claiming that buying a home was free because the seller paid the buyer agent's compensation. While this might have seemed true, the reality was more nuanced. When buying a house, you likely worked with a realtor who discussed your preferences, your timeline, and your budget. You probably signed a buyer agency agreement allowing the realtor to accept the compensation listed in the MLS. After viewing potential homes, you'd make an offer, negotiate, and proceed with inspections, loans, and closing. At closing, the closing disclosure would show all the charges, including your buyer agent's compensation, typically paid by the seller. So what's changing with the NAR settlement? Well, the process for home buyers will remain mostly the same, with a few key exceptions. The MLS will no longer display the compensation paid to your buyer's agent at closing. This means your buyer agent won't know their compensation in advance. So before touring homes, you must sign a buyer agency agreement and have a consultation with your buyer agent. During this meeting, your agent will outline their compensation expectations. Your buyer agent will now discuss their compensation with you up front. If a seller doesn't agree to pay buyer agent's compensation, buyer may need to cover it. If the seller offers partial compensation, you'll need to decide whether to cover the remaining amount or skip those listings. Your buyer agent will now need to confirm in writing with the listing agent what the compensation will be before showing houses. So, for example, if your buyer agent expects to be paid 3 bananas and the seller only offers 1 banana, you must decide if you're willing to pay the additional 2 bananas. If not, you and your agent should avoid those listings. Bottom line is, without a signed buyer agency agreement, you can no longer call an agent on Friday night expecting to see houses the next morning. Instead, you'll need to have a discussion with your buyer agent beforehand. Once you've signed the agreement, your agent will need to verify compensation for each listing you're interested in. Understanding these changes is crucial for your home buying plans from August onward. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Together, we can navigate these changes to make sure you get the house you want at the price you want and to minimize the uncertainty that can come as we implement all these changes. Reach out and let's connect.